Hey, thanks for joining me and welcome again, my friends, to the Less Academy. All right, what we're doing? Well, we are setting up a system where we can be able to migrate an entire WordPress website onto another server. Okay, so for example, maybe you finished developing your website on the local server, right? And you want to migrate that onto the live server. Or maybe you want to work on a website that's on the live server, you want to bring it down to your local host. Or you want to move servers, you want to move hosting companies. Maybe you want to go from GoDaddy to 123reg, whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you're trying to move a WordPress website in its complete state, this, my friends, is the way to do it. You don't have to deal with a lot of code, a lot of backend stuff. In fact, there's no code involved. I promise you this, my friends. It's as simple as import and export, and that's all you need. And I have used a lot of migration tools for websites, and this by far is the easiest way. Okay, so without further ado, I know you're keen to jump into it. So let's jump right into it and let's get it done. Hey everybody, welcome to this tutorial. We want to learn how to export our entire website, including the database, media files, plugins, themes, without any bit of coding whatsoever, the easiest possible way ever. And I've gone through all sorts of solutions out there. For example, dealing with just migrating the files first and then doing the database and then having to go through all this search and replace the URL names and all sorts of messy stuff. And in all my experience I have come across this solution, and I think this is the best solution currently for anybody to move or migrate their entire website easily without having to deal with any kind of stress, any kind of drama. So we are going to be using all-in-one WP migration, and to use this, I'm going to show you how to install it, and then what we need to do, go through a process of moving it from one website to another website. So what you want to do is just take that. So this is our website. We want to move this website here, and this website has got our shop. It's got our products here, right? It also has, if we go back here, dashboard, and we go into pages, all pages, and we've got home, right? We also have our slider here with our information, and if we just go to customize and let us give our home page static page, and then let's select home and then publish that. So our home page will be the one with the slider, right? But we also have our shop right here. It's our shop. So we have information, we have media, and we have custom stuff on this WordPress website. And what we want to do is we want to move it to a clean WordPress website, which is this one right here. This was installed in one of our last videos. And if we go to WP admin, we find that it's clean. It really doesn't have anything except for just the sample page and the policy page. So it's clean. The plugins that come in are, well, there's virtually no plugins here. So it's a clean. The database is clean. No pages, no posts, nothing. Only the hello world post, right? So let's go back to the website that we want to move. And what we want to do is to go to add new, and then type in all-in-one WP migration and install that. Now that it's installed, let's just activate that. Okay, and it's activated. When you activate it, you find it right here, and it gives you two options. Okay, it gives you export and import, as well as backups. I mean, you can save backups, which you can use, but then it's the same process as when you export it. So when you export it, you can save it as a backup. But for now, we just want the export functionality. Okay, so if we say export, now most of these are paid, but we're not interested in these. Certainly if you want to use the paid version where you can save your website onto Google Drive or Amazon S3, OneDrive, etc., you have to pay for that, but we're not concerned with that. We just want the file. We click the file and it starts to check what's going on, going through the files and archiving them, or turning them into like a zip file basically. And the bigger your website is, the longer it will take for this. And this depends on the size of your website, but it also depends on the power that you have working with on your system, etc. But more so the bigger it is. So now that it's done our website, it goes through our database and then it does that. And as we can see, the size of our website is 71 megabytes. Okay, so what we want to do is to save this somewhere that we remember. Okay, and we're just going to save this here. And then we'll download it, and there it is. That is our full complete website. Okay, now we close that and then we go to the new or the website that we want to import this new website, to import our old website. This could be on a new server. You might have changed servers from GoDaddy to, I don't know, 123reg or anything like that, or you might be coming from localhost going into a live server where you really want to publish your website and with the correct domain name and say hello to the world, etc. So we need to do the same process here. We need to add WP all-in-one. There it is. So we install the same plugin on the new website. And notice again, we haven't dealt with any kind of backend stuff. We're just dealing with the admin section. So now that we have this, as you can see, it's the only one that is in here. So what we do is import, and all we need to do is just drag and drop it in here. And then it starts going through the process of importing that website. And then it will ask you this: are you sure that's what you want to do? Everything that's on the website currently will be deleted. So make sure that you back up anything and that you need, etc., etc., etc. All right, so make sure that if you have information that you need, you back it up. So proceed. And as we can see, it's restoring the files. Okay, so now that our site has been imported successfully, the next thing we want to do is to click finish. Okay, and we have to refresh this so that we get our new site there. Now, importantly, your old credentials are not going to be working here anymore. because you've cleaned all that. You've got a new database that came from the other website. So the credentials that you're using on your old website are the credentials that you need to use on the new website. Okay, so for us it was root and our password. There we go. All right, so close. As you can see now, if we go to our site, it's there. Now this is very, very important. If you find that your links you're not getting displayed, all sorts of stuff is not coming up, and your links have some kind of weirdness, you can't move, you have to go to your permalinks. But in order to prevent any kind of URLs not working or anything like that, make sure that before you import your old WordPress website to your new WordPress website, make sure that you've already set up the domain on the new website and you've set up the SSL. Don't do it after. You might encounter some problems. So set that up before you import. So have it as a clean website with the correct domain and it's secured with the SSL. Okay, make sure that, especially if your older website had an SSL and had that domain name. Okay, so if you're doing it for a different domain name, let's just say, then you will need to go to permalinks. Okay, and then just what you need to do to fix the links is that you just click that, save changes, and then click it back, and then save changes, and then this should sort out all your permalinks structure. So as you can see, we now have our website and it's on the new one, Onai, as opposed to the old one, Journey 2020. Okay, and then we still have our shop. Everything is working well. We can add to cart, we can do all sorts of stuff like that, and it's as good as new. As you can see, we don't have to deal with any kind of coding. We don't have to deal with major problems. There might be a limit to how big the website is. I think for the free version is about 512 megabytes. If your website is lower than that, then you should be fine. But if it's higher than that, you might need to buy a subscription for WP all-in-one. But after testing out major migration tools, I find this to be the easiest way to go about migrating WordPress websites. So I hope that this will help you, and thanks again for checking it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.